All right, you guys, so we are down to the wire for developing our overall brand strategy for Inner Culture. Today, we're talking about our unique approach. But before I get into that, I know it has been very technical and been very information heavy over the last few videos, but I want you guys to stick with me. Like it's gonna smooth over, but we kind of have to go through like this baseline foundational step. So many people don't take the time to develop their brand strategy, and that's why their brand is all over the place. But I promise you, every company that you know that is out there, um, big and successful, they have taken the time to develop a strategy. They have a plan, they have it written in a document, and whenever they feel like they need to reference it, that's where they go back to. So we have to take the time to do this because we want to make sure that our brand is actually, we're not doing all this work for no reason. And we're only doing the things that make sense for our audience, make sense for where we want to go. And yeah, we're not wasting time. So that's why this is really important. So just bear with us. We're almost at the smooth over part, but we're down to the wire. There are many different ways to go about how to differentiate yourself and stand out. And I have options in the worksheet if you scroll down here where you can see like the different categories or points of differentiation that you can use to differentiate. But we're going to focus today on these three different methods. Now, this first one is called the Onlyness Statement. It was developed by Marty Neumeier, and his approach is to really just identify the one thing that you can say very confidently that you are the only one or the only brand that does this in your category. And you want to make sure that whatever the thing is very meaningful to your audience. So if you can answer the question of, I am the only brand or business who does X, Y, and Z, and it actually is meaningful to your audience, then you have effectively developed your point of differentiation. This second way is what I use for Inner Culture. It's I don't know where I got it from, but it is the approach that I think makes most sense for the brands that I work with. And that is to say, why is my target audience still suffering from the same problem? So if you think about it, there are so many different solutions to problems, all over the world. There are so many different people that are creating solutions, so many brands and businesses that target your audience and target that exact problem that they're suffering with. So why is it that they're still suffering? Why is it that they're still experiencing the pain? That's what we got to answer. If you can understand why it is that that audience is like within the ocean of solutions out there, why they are still experiencing the problem, then you can go ahead and solve that and make that your point of differentiation. Now, the third way is to analyze the brand messages from others in your category and then try to invert and assess who will not resonate with this brand and why won't they resonate. So let's say you are a shoe company and you look at brands like Adidas, Nike, Puma. Like think about like why will my target audience not resonate with this? Or what are the target audiences that won't resonate with this? And why won't they resonate? Is it because the brand is just like too like modern and trendy? Is it because like it's just too mature for a certain audience? And if you can make those reasons why your point of differentiation, then you can do business with that desired audience. So, as you can see, like these are only three ways, but like I said, there's many, many different ways for you to differentiate. So for Inner Culture, the line of thinking was a lot of mindset advice is really like super technical, super long-winded, sometimes very theoretical as it's talking about like things like your emotions and your thoughts and the way that it affects your body. So my perspective is like a lot of it is just really just too technical and not clear and specific enough in order to be actionable, in order for people to actually take steps on it. And so the way that I will differentiate the brand is in how we communicate that advice. So, real plain and simple, that's the differentiation strategy. Now, we're going to take that strategy and put that into a positioning statement so that we can communicate it in a very clear way. So, what you can do is use this template. Our offer is the only category that does benefit. That is coming from Marty Neumeier's Onlyness Statement again. And you're going to put that into ChatGPT. You're going to go to ChatGPT and you're just going to say this prompt right here. Rewrite this statement using this. And then you're going to talk about what exactly you think the brand makes your brand different, and just like brain dump on ChatGPT and then ask it to use this template to create a positioning statement for you. But we want this to be very clear and to the point, so this is the one that I'm using. So Inner Culture is the only source of mindset advice that simplifies complex ideas into simple steps for anyone to practice. And then I have another way here of saying that: actionable mindset advice for entrepreneurs. So the purpose of restating it, you're going to have to restate it in many different ways depending on where you're communicating this information. Sometimes you don't have enough space like to say this whole statement. For example, on a website, in the headline, you're going to want to put something like this. So you want to find different ways to restate it. You don't have to do this step right now, but just keep in mind that if you want to use a positioning later on, you might have to adjust and expand depending on where you're using that. And that's it, you guys. We have effectively created our brand strategy for Inner Culture. You guys have the blueprint, literally, of creating a brand strategy for your own brand. This is millions of dollars in value, and it will take your business so much further if you can take the time to go through these steps. It helps you to be more clear, it helps you to understand exactly what you're doing, why you're doing it, who it's going to be most relevant to, so that you can make the most impact with your brand. So you guys know that this is all on my website. You can walk through this process for yourself. And you're going to be able to see exactly how I turn all these words and this strategy into an actual brand that lives in the minds and hopefully the hearts of the audience. So I'm literally walking you through the entire process. So please stay tuned for the rest of the series. In the next section, we're going to get into the design, how we're going to create visuals that stand out for Inner Culture. And then from there, we'll go into the marketing, and then we're going to refine and build our email list and do all these great things. So we're just at the beginning, but the road ahead is very exciting. See you guys in the next video.